Okay, this is a comment this young man made on my post. Somebody shared it, about a conspiracy against rights under the color of law and what you can do about it. I put filing a writ of habeus corpus. He put New Hampshire suspended the habeas corpus with all other states through the UCCJEA. I'm not familiar with that, but I'll look it up. So I replied, in the interest of the, well, not in the public interest, thus adding to the conspiracy against rights under the color of law. The preamble specifically that all laws must be in the public interest and not the interest of the bar or self-interest. Failure to move forward with the writ of habeas corpus, based on a conspiracy against rights under the color of law would be in the interest of the bar. You are legally required to do what's in the public interest. This is how we maintain the public trust, just quoting the rules of professional conduct. Randy, no matter what court you go into, nobody plays by the rules and codes. I also have a video talking to you about it. Legal reform posts are about laws unspoken of and just as rarely enforced. Showing these laws and getting people to use them is all on point now. Okay, so them depriving you of your constitutional right. You have the constitutional right to a writ of habeas corpus to address and redress the courts. So thus annihilating the writ of habeas corpus in any state is in the interest of the bar, not in the public interest, which is forbidden in the rules of professional conduct, which is law. So ask any lawyer. Is eliminating the writ of habeas corpus in the public interest or in the interest of the bar? If it was in the public interest, they wouldn't have done it. If it was in the interest of the bar, well, they're doing what's in the interest of the bar, suspending the habeas corpus. It's ridiculous. It's called a conspiracy against rights under the color of law, which when you file this, you might want to mention that, them not moving forward with your writ of habeas corpus would be a furtherance to this conspiracy against rights under the color of law. Okay, so I mean, if you read the rules of professional conduct, they're not that hard to understand. Seriously, if I could, so could you. This is when a writ of habeas corpus appropriate conspiracy against rights under the color of the law. See, I was showing people to get emergency petition for emergency return of their children. A writ of habeas corpus is appropriate when a child is being wrongfully detained or when there is a legal question about the custody of a child. It is a legal procedure where the court orders a person holding the child to present the child before the court to determine legality of the detention. The court will ultimately decide the child's best interest when determining custody. Okay, so this one I did one for people in criminal court, and then I did one for people outside the criminal court. Okay, so this one's I specified for children, getting your kids back, and it'll seal the deal. It's an open and shut case. Nobody abided by, enforced, or reported any violations, any misconduct in the rules of professional conduct and the code of judicial conduct. Reporting misconduct is mandatory in both the rules and the codes. And since nobody reported all the violations of the rules and codes, they conspired to deprive you your right of effective assistance of counsel. If you didn't have effective assistance counsel, you didn't have a fair trial. And if you didn't have a fair trial, you proved this that due process didn't exist in your case in particular. But I've been going around and finding out, and due process doesn't exist, no matter where I look. Okay. Like I said, don't worry about your state canceling out the writ of habeas corpus. You can still file it. and say that that's in the public interest. This is how we maintain the public trust. And remember, the legal system, the courts, politicians, judges, lawyers, they all work within the public trust. If you read the public trust doctrine is just explaining to you the public trust fund, and these people are there as trustees, and they are to assure that due process exists, you get a fair trial, that effective assistance of counsel exists, and they aren't doing that. They're doing the contrary. Anything contrary to the U.S. Constitution is repugnant. Okay, so remember, effective assistance of counsel is mandatory in every court of law. And using this statement here just kind of squashes them. Okay, it's minimal but very effective. Minimal but very effective. Stop at legal reform for more. I hope he understands that deprivation of rights, depriving you of the right to file a writ of habeus corpus, is a conspiracy against rights under the color of law. Okay? Nobody can just take away your constitutional rights. If a state revokes your right to a writ of habeas corpus, that's in violation of the U.S. Constitution. As I said, any laws repugnant to the U.S. Constitution cannot exist. They cannot stand. They cannot be enforced. Okay, number love for you, all right? May your Creator always be with you. May He rain as many blessings upon you as He has me with this thing I call knowledge. Okay, it's not for me to give, it's for you to take. Your legal rights don't exist unless you know what they are, and claim them for yourself. And remember, what you do, even if you do this for yourself, using the power of the Constitution in the name of we the people, is what you'll be doing this for as well. You won't be doing what you're doing for one, you'll be doing it for all. Because the judges and the lawyers and the politicians and whoever did this to you, they did it to us. All right? This is in defiance of the oath they took. Remember, they took an oath to that Constitution. That Constitution was clearly written to serve and protect we the people. They are your servants, public servants. You have a good night.